What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's 3-1 victory against Chelsea in the Premier League. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video and do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So what a performance from Manchester City. Complete domination for the large majority of that game, even after going behind after a couple of minutes. And what a response from Manchester City, who responded in a very cool and professional manner that it was like watching Manchester City of old. And to be able to put in a high quality performance against a really good side in Chelsea without having Rodri available to us has really worked and helped for Manchester City, because we're just slowly, and I'm not saying that we're completely there, but slowly just starting to deal with our problems. And what I really liked about this game, and I know that Chelsea don't have the midfield to be able to cause Manchester City loads of problems, and their pressing at points in the first half did cause us a few problems. What I really liked was the combination of Kovacic, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva in particular in this game. Bernardo Silva got my man of the match because his ability to drop deep and help the recovery of the defence to midfield was really good. And the gap between defence and midfield wasn't big. It normally is quite big, but it was just overall just a whole complete team performance. Nunez was chipping in. Josko Gvardiol was really chipping in. The midfield three were pretty solid in there. The defence for Manchester City was solid as well. Akanji putting in a good performance. Had Khusanov making his debut today. Had not done that error, which we'll speak about in just one moment. Right at the beginning of the game, this would have been a very clean, compact, professional, well dealt with performance from Manchester City, who are under a tremendous amount of pressure. I'm not saying that top four was on the line today, but it was definitely a top four 6-pointer that we've managed to win. And we've got a fair few injuries with players out. And it's amazing what good form in the Premier League mixed in with bringing in 3 new players has done to give a bit of a buzz. Now, 5:30 kickoffs here in the UK are always my preferred kickoff time on a Saturday, because I always feel like at the Etihad we get a better atmosphere. And I'm not saying I don't want us to make mistakes and go behind, but I just felt like everybody had been riled up and the cage had really been shaken by Chelsea early on, that it woke Manchester City up very early, because I could have seen this being a very cagey game, but Chelsea taking a lead, I felt, just really helped move Man City through the gears through that first half. And this game could have been, and maybe should have been, out of sight in the first half. So let's speak first of all about Khusanov making his debut. Young lad we bring in, 20 years old, from Uzbekistan, bring him in from RC Lens, making his debut. It's a new job for, well, I say a new job, it's a new role at a new club in a new country. He can't speak the language. It'll be difficult for him to communicate. He'll have wanted to go in today for the 50 plus minutes that he was on the field for and really make an impression. And after 2 minutes, he should be putting his foot through it. We know. Put it in the stands, clear the danger, mop it up, dealt with, problem solved. We know that teams are going to have a pop at us early in the first half, because teams want to take the lead. They want to have something to be able to defend and put City under pressure with. So defenders for City, and that's the lesson here for Khusanov, you just mop that up. You don't head it back to the goalkeeper. You don't make any mistakes. There's no messing about. You get rid of the danger. Problem solved and done, dealt with. Simple. And Khusanov, after 3 minutes, did learn his lesson from that. He obviously picked up a yellow card from a sliding challenge, trying to rectify another mistake, and he looked very shaky. But I don't judge players on how you perform making your debut in your first couple of minutes. I judge on, if you're going to make a mistake, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to respond? Because that's what separates a good player from a great player. And Khusanov responded incredibly well. It had been easy for him to have just left the field, walked away from his problems and just say, it's not gone how I wanted it to, and I want to walk away. He's 20 years old, he's a young lad. It's very uncomfortable for him. He's got no friends at Manchester City. I look at him, I feel sorry for him. Yet, here he was, under a heap of pressure, made a mistake, led to the Chelsea goal, a yellow card, 3 minutes into his debut. It's a disastrous start to his debut. Yeah, he looked really composed, like he'd been playing at City for years after that. Comfortable on the ball, quick with his pace, made a cracking block to stop it going 2-0, and his overall reading of the game was pretty good. There's lots of positives to take from that, and I have no doubt that City will nurture, teach and guide him to be an even better player. And how he responded from that early error was excellent from Khusanov. Really excellent. Omar Marmoush, another player making his debut today. Fresh energy in attack. He wanted that goal. He nearly got that goal if he didn't stray offside. He strayed offside 3 or 4 times in the first half. So his lesson, look across the line, movement, ensure he's always staying in an onside position because he's going to get opportunities. He wants to score goals. He wants to get assists. And I have no doubt that we're not going to have to wait too long before Omar Marmoush puts his stamp on the Premier League and starts grabbing goals and assists. He wanted it on his debut. He's not done the full 90 minutes. We've won the game. That's the most important thing. Individual stats, they come second. What matters is the performance for Manchester City. And Omar Marmoush had a couple of opportunities in the first half. Could he be a little more clinical? Yes. To me, just needs to work on his movement, ensuring that he's not offside. But overall, very positive from Omar Marmoush. Put in a very good performance. Nice to have fresh legs and energy and support for Erling Haaland. And it was causing the Chelsea defence problems. And it's going to cause more teams problems going forward as well. Other opportunities, Josko Gvardiol could have had a hat-trick, should have had a hat-trick, managed to get the goal eventually just before half-time. But, yeah, a couple of big opportunities. City weren't at their clinical best. If they had, this game would have been done at half-time. Phil Foden hitting the post. It was a very positive first half. We should have been ahead by half-time. We weren't. We left it late to get the equaliser, so I was happy to be going in at half-time level because we could easily have been behind and we could have dwelled on that. We didn't. We pushed forward in the second half. Chelsea, I never really felt like they had a pop at us. They're always quite reluctant. It took City to go 2-1 ahead before they decided to try and chuck the kitchen sink and try and be dangerous and force City onto the back foot. But, yeah, weren't really clicking for Chelsea today. And other than that mistake from Khusanov, they just didn't really find too many ways in, and it was a strong defensive performance from City and a good midfield performance from City as well. I just didn't feel like Chelsea had the run-in or the legs or the pace in midfield to cause City problems. There are teams out there who do have that, so that problem is still there. Then PSG problems that we had on Wednesday are still there, but you can only beat what's put out in front of you. We put in a really good performance against a good team who are competing with us for a top 4 spot. We've won this game and we're now in the top 4. Terrible mistake from Sanchez, a good chip from Haaland for the second goal, and a lovely bit of counter-attack football from Manchester City with a very clinical finish from Phil Foden, who's really starting to find his form for Manchester City as well. Overall, really good performance, a really good 3 points, and a tremendous way to take confidence going into what is, I can't even put enough emphasis on how big this game is for Manchester City on Wednesday. Champions League, I always feel like it's the do-all and end-all for Manchester City. The reaction every time we go out of the competition, the players are gutted. The reaction when we won the competition, I know we just won the treble, but they weren't just winning the treble, it was also winning our first Champions League. Players want to win the Champions League. They join Manchester City to play in the Champions League, to win the Champions League. And we can't afford to be going out at the first time of asking. We're now in a position where it's a must-win game on Wednesday, so tomorrow's all about rest and recovery and preparation from Monday onwards for that huge game, and I'm hoping that the atmosphere at the Etihad, they'll be up for it just as much as what they were today. The Champions League atmospheres can always be a bit hit and miss. I'm hoping the Etihad will be really rocking and the fans can really get behind the players and the players can respond and put in a brilliant performance. We play like we did today, I think we'll be okay on Wednesday. The only problem is we've not got Khusanov, we've not got Omar Marmoush, we've not got Vitor, who didn't make his debut unfortunately, but give it time, he will be making his debut very soon. And yeah, we've got to just try and scramble any which way to win that game, and then we could be good to go going into the playoffs, and we'll see where it goes from there. We can only take things a game at a time. We can only prepare one game at a time, to take things a game at a time. I know we've got Arsenal next weekend, but all I'm thinking about is Club Brugge. That is the big game for Manchester City, and where all the focus now goes onto, whilst we can relax a little bit knowing that we're in 4th place right now, and we've got some difficult fixtures coming up, and if we could just scramble a couple of wins, for example, we go to North London against Arsenal next weekend, and Spring, is it a surprise? Would it be a surprise? We've not got Rodri. Maybe it would be a surprise, maybe it wouldn't. I could argue both cases, but if we could just go down to London and win that game, then all of a sudden Manchester City are looking very good for a top 4 spot. So this is how fine things are. Down from 4th spot going right down into mid-table. So every game matters, every game counts. We've got to be thinking to ourselves now, every game's a cup final. Focus one game at a time and move on. Brilliant performance today, brilliant win, full of confidence for our next Premier League game, but we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about Club Brugge Wednesday, any which way to win. Overall, very satisfied, really good from Manchester City today. One of the best performances that I've seen from the team this season, and it was refreshing to see a bit of rotation on the team. I look at the bench and I see there's a strong bench with players who are fit and ready to cause problems, and you've always got them options. Really good to see. Not a weak bench, it's a full bench full of quality. Really good to see. And we've still got Ruben Diaz to come back, Oscar Bobb to come back, Jeremy Doku to come back, Nathan Ake. There's still players to come, and if over the next 3-4 weeks get all these players fit, refreshed, ready to go, lots of rotation in place, then it could be good for Manchester City, could be really good. So we will see, one game at a time. Club Brugge up next. So there we go, they have been my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you happy? What went well? What didn't go well? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on the video. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description as well if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video. So, I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.